statements like that, the
Very
people
much.
that you target
Very
against,
harmful.
like, then their anger isn't like,
And the thing
it's,
is,
I don't know.
and the thing is, like, the relationships that we have with other countries, they're not the best relationships.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
As it is.
And we're
he's
literally,
making
with
it-
Russia, we're shaking hands, but then on our backs we have a knife.
Yeah.
And that's really bad, that's real bad. We shouldn't be fucking around with Russia, you know what I mean? We don't want another war.
And the thing with like the caravans, he was like, oh, they're Middle Eastern. He was like, they're Middle Eastern people. I'm like, why
That's
would
the thing,
Middle
it does-
Easterners
I feel like
be
he has
I
so
feel-
much money that he thinks that if
But
there's
money-
a war, he can go live the
Look,
moon.
money is not gonna do anything. Money is not
But
gonna
he
do
thinks
anything.
that he can just
That's-
because with money he's been
That's
able
the
to
thing
do
that frustrates
everything.
me, that
But because
irritates
of his
me.
personal experience.
It just irritates me. I mean, if we go to war, it's not gonna be the same thing as before. Now we have I don't know how many nuclear bombs. Just throwing them around is just gonna make the earth uninhabitable, you know what I mean? We all could die.
Okay, so we're talking about war, and the greatest
Yes, so
war is
stressful.
where?
Within ourselves.
Within ourselves. Hello. So the greatest war is within ourselves. Did you guys notice that I got hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to the girl today to ask her if I can remove it because I have these 2 weddings and I want to wash it and stuff. She said yes. She goes, I can remove it and then style it and then put it back on. There's like a special
Didn't
kind of
do the
glue and
curl
stuff.
thing.
So I know I didn't get a chance yesterday. So
Okay.
the biggest war is within ourselves. Why?
Because we don't understand ourselves.
We don't understand ourselves. Exactly, but why?
We don't like ourselves.
True. Why?
Is it tied to the origin?
It goes back to the origin. If
Yeah.
there are 2 people,
We're not
so
living
you're
our life.
saying you want a partner that wants as much sex as you, or James wants a partner that wants as much intimacy as him, or Chi-Chi wants a partner that is calmer, and Aniela wants a partner that is quieter, whatever, or someone that's right, whatever it is. The point is, that I know I left the grade book, I realized
That's okay,
this
I got
morning.
it. Oh.
The reality is that if we want a person who is different or to balance us or to be just like us, where did we get this from? Mom and dad. So the 2 energies, masculine and feminine, that make you up, the partners that make you up, your mind, had to be at odds. So how the hell do you get along with yourself? How do you pacify that war? How do you have this ideal marriage within, this mystical marriage that I say? If the 2 energies, the 2 main archetypes, the sun is the father, the moon is the mother. This is conception, and now in a minute we're going to start talking just about the moon, which is the second stage of the subconscious, which is the pregnancy. But the first thing is this relationship here. How can anybody be in cohesion with themselves if your mother and your father at the moment of conception were opposites? Or were in contrast? There was something in them that balanced, because we've learned that the system has to be 100%. So somewhere in you, these 2 energies are not equal. So the number 1 war is within ourselves. People that have sun and moon in opposition, like James, tend to have outer wars. A moment ago, he showed me a video of a child that was being bullied. That has to be a mirror of him. It's outside. My number 1 bully lives in here. I am my worst bully. So you see people that get bullied externally, that's them being bullied to themselves. And you see people that are bullied in here, this is the majority of your clients that you're going to see, where they're their number 1 bully. So with that client that says that she's overweight because of no one's dependable, we're talking about this. I'm like, you are your number 1 critic, you're the number 1 that isn't dependable for yourself. So I said to her, I said, every morning you wake up and you say to yourself, today is the day I'm gonna lose weight. And then you rush out of the house and you stop at Burger King, McDonald's, or somewhere for breakfast. She says, every day. She says, every day I wanna eat a boiled egg and a piece of toast, and every day I end up at Chick-fil-A. How do I know? Because she's her number one bully. And the thing is, Chick-fil-A is dependable. Chick-fil-A is fast food. And bet you that someone who had to store for the winter, someone who never knew that there would be food if she got home, needs to make sure that she goes to a place where there is food readily available so that she can say, this will never happen to me again. I will never go hungry again, as Scarlett O'Hara says in Gone with the Wind. So we are our number one bully. Lucky enough, we also can be our number one war hero. We have the answer within to save ourselves. So the relationship between the sun and the moon is going to tell you about your client and whether or not they are more masculine or feminine in terms of their energy, and the relationship that they have in themselves, this mystical marriage. So, hey. And he walks in with donuts. I was just talking about, ooh, what's this and what's this?
Bacon, and that's Oreo, I think. Crumbled Oreo?
Okay, do you want to share?
It's the best, come in the morning.
Okay.
Oh, Mojo.
Thank you.
If you think that Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' are good, this is like...
Well, you told me about these and I never knew where they were.
Well, if you don't already know, now you know.
I don't know anything. So, this is the first thing. If you see that they're on the same cross, you know that there has to be some conflict. That's origin story. So every single thing that I say about the levels of subconscious can be found in the chart. And all you need is a person's birthday for this. Second thing, all you need is this person's birthday. So the two main things, which is, what?
So you need a birthday, all you need is a birthday.
You don't need the time. And something normal that you put on an intake is, what's your birthday? So you have this immediately. So let's look at the moon. Well, before we start with the moon, how do the two aspects of yourself get along? How do your hero or your permission seeker, or how do your nurturer and your protector get along in your life? Do these aspects get along?
Within me?
Mm-hmm.
I would say no.
Why?
Because I'm very much like your patient, that I say today is the day that I'm gonna start working out, and I end up staying in bed on my phone, watching Netflix, and breaking the refrigerator.
Okay.
So I wanna, just like another thing is every day I say, today I'm gonna wear makeup, today I'm gonna do my hair, today I'm gonna wear high heels. And at the end of the day, when I wake up, I'm like, aren't that shit? I'm gonna go comfortable.
That's me.
I'm gonna go comfortable. So that's like my battle. Like I wanna be someone else, and I just can't be bothered.
I want to be someone else. And we started that you said that you felt more masculine, and everything that you just qualified was feminine, or would be considered more feminine. Why do you want to be someone else? Where did you learn the value that being feminine was better, let's say?
I guess because I've seen how my very feminine friends have more success in relationships and I don't, just because I always have that insecurity. Oh, maybe he sees me as a, as a fuck buddy, just because I'm so like, yeah, I want to do this, let's do it. But I'm not like, oh baby, yes, tickle me, do a foot massage, like the usual girly movie things. And I don't know, I guess I just, and other thing would be my parents always saying, especially my mom. My dad just loves me the way I am, but my mom is always like, oh, you know, you need to behave more like a lady, like stop doing manly things.
Ironic that where you learned it was from your mom.
Yeah.
And isn't that the case? So we're at odds with the aspects of ourselves that you yourself and everyone else learned from their parents.
Mm-hmm.
So it's believed that dad is sort of like the one who gives permission, and then mom, and you're like, nope. But I'm talking general, and mom is more of the protector. And if we walk through life, I have permission, I'm being protected, I have permission, I'm being protected, we feel safer. So I did this activity, and I think you were in that class, where I had the person walk with like mom or dad pretending to be next to them. And if we have mom and dad maybe walking faster than us, we feel like we're drugged through life. If we have mom and dad walking side by side, which would be the perfect alliance that none of us have, but if we have mom and dad walking, let's say, slower than us, then we're in charge. And then we're the ones sort of in charge, and we don't have this nurturance, we don't have this protection or this permission. So we're all living sort of in this, what's supposed to be a perfect alliance, but we're always in a wrong alliance. So we're constantly badgering ourselves because we're doing it wrong, and we can 99.9% of the time attribute it to something physical, a story that our parents said. My mom said the same thing. Ay, ponte el lacito, do this, be more feminine, makeup,
I almost
all
got
this
kicked
stuff.
out of my house when I cut my hair. Like I had blonde bleached, like silver hair, and it got damaged. So one day it just like started breaking from here. So there was no way of hiding it. So I went ahead and I chopped it all off. Like I had like really short hair, like I couldn't even do this.
Okay.
And when I go home, my dad didn't speak to me for like a week. And my mom was like, I get it why you did it because of your hair, but I don't like it. And, you know, my dad was like, oh, that's it, you're gay. Like, don't talk to me, you turned gay and, you know.
So you didn't have the permission, and you surely didn't feel protected. How many of us in situations don't get the response that we're looking for? So we feel like we're at fault, we're the wrong one. But where did we get this? From that moment of origin. That's why the sun and the moon don't always equal, you know, this happiness. Most people don't. I said before that there is like mine, where I'm the sun in Pisces and the moon in Cancer. That ideally should be, oh, mom and dad were getting along. Okay, they were getting along, but there's all these other things. So let's talk about the moon. The moon is the second stage of the subconscious, which is pregnancy. What do we learn in pregnancy?
Love. Love, right?
Right, but what kind of love?
Oh, the agape? No, the other one.
Right, it's not agape love. We learn conditional love in pregnancy. And what is it conditioned on? What is love conditioned on?
Oh, you give me something, I'll give you something, right?
Okay, but that's once we're out of the womb. In the womb, why is it conditional?
Oh, because the mom. Wait.
You know, you're on it.
Is it because? I don't know how to put it into words. Sorry.
What happens in pregnancy?
You're caring, you're creating another life within yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
but what happens to mom during pregnancy?
She changes.
She gets put by the wayside.
Okay, it could be. She's not the priority.
Yeah.
She could be in school. I was in school getting my doctorate, trying to get out of this unhealthy marriage. There could be anxiety. She could be married to an alcoholic man. She could be like, oh my God, how am I gonna pay for this new child? I already have 3.
She's stressed.
She's stressed.
Yeah.
The mother has external conditions that she's responding to. This is super important. External conditions that she's responding to. What happens to the baby when the baby is feeling mom responding to these external conditions?
It was like surely the same thing.
Yes.
Developing the same emotions.
The baby starts developing the exact same thing. So, guess what happens when you're 6 years old, or 16, or 26, or 36? And you're responding to an external situation, a bad grade, a fight with your boyfriend, a car accident. Where do you think you're gonna get the response?
Mom, why you did that when you were
Exactly.
pregnant?
Mom, what happened when you were pregnant? My teacher says I better know. So if your mom was anxious, you develop anxiety. If your mom was in school trying to get out of an unhealthy situation, your child, last night my daughter says to me, I'm gonna graduate early from college. And I'm like, what the hell? She just graduated early from high school. She hasn't even started. Of course. Because when I was pregnant with her, I was getting my PhD. The faster I got my PhD, the faster I was going to be able to get out of my abusive relationship. So of course, but the abusive relationship is with herself. She's not in an abusive relationship. Her boyfriend is like the best guy in the world. But she's already learned, let me hurry up, and get through school. So it was my situation, the external condition that you are in has to do with what mom was going through in pregnancy. The sign of your moon will tell you what the person is going to react to. Yes, you're going to find out. You can look at the words. I want to make a copy of this packet for everyone and
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Here,
Totally. Totally.
Okay?
Let me just.
So let's talk about the 12 signs. She's going to make a copy of the signs and the key words.
Yeah.
And then when I give you your chart, you're going to know what moon sign.
That's totally me.
The minute that the client gives you their birthday, you're going to know how they respond to things. You're already going to know they haven't even walked in your office.
It's just like my mom, actually. Those words describe my mom when she was pregnant with me.
That's the
She
way
was-
it is.
She was unpredictable.
Unpredictable,
She was cold.
unstable.
Yeah,
There
she was
had to
cold.
be some chaotic thing. She couldn't have felt rooted.
Yeah, she was cold.
So now when she gets in a scenario, in a situation perhaps of stress, or that mimics what her mom went through. Did your mom leave Cuba during that time?
Yeah.
Okay. When she has to leave somewhere, or when she's stuck somewhere, or whatever it is that mimic the mom situation, she's going to respond the same way. So it's your moon sign. It's your moon sign that equals your mom's situation. And what do? You pull it out of your subconscious and go, well, my mom did this. It must be love. It must be love because my mom would love me unconditionally, when she's pregnant. So if she was cold, then cold must be love. So she might be cold to people she loves, even though she's not. She pretends to be cold. She's a little much. I like to mother people, or I like to be mothered, as my moon's in
It's just
Cancer.
my mask, put it that way. My mask of coldness.
Right, and the moon is a mask. It's the second stage of the subconscious.
My mom she went to get an abortion and she was late to the appointment. So she had to wait. And when the doctor calls her name, that's when my dad arrives, which he didn't know. And in the middle of the whole clinic thing, he begged her not to do it. And she was telling him, how we're gonna do this? We have no money, we have no house, we have nothing to offer this baby. And my dad was like, well, we're gonna figure it out, but we're gonna have this baby. So ever since I was little and I heard that story, I was like, oh, papi, you know.
No, even before that, literally you received that energy from your dad. That's why you are like that with him.
Yeah. Your dad saved your life.
Yeah.
Okay? You probably have a moon in Capricorn. You might have a moon in Aries. Moon in Aries is war,
She can do the little
abortion.
chart.
You can do it now on your
So
phone
you can
for
find
free.
out.
Moon in Capricorn is scarcity,
Just look for free
money
natal chart.
problems.
Free what?
Natal chart.
So you might have a moon in Capricorn,
And
Isn't that
but
the
you
same
could have a
as-
moon in
it's
Aquarius.
the one that says astro Lodi, something like that.
Isn't that, would that have nothing to do with, because you know how say, oh, what you're more compatible with as a partner, is that it?
This is the way you give love. And you probably find someone that doesn't want the love you have to give. They want a different type of love.
True.
Because, remember, we're mirroring our parents. You may not want to give love in a cold way. Or, remember, we do the same or we do the opposite. A moon in Capricorn might be scarcity, money problems, or you might be, if you have a moon in Capricorn, where you buy things for your partners.
Oh my
Because it's the
God.
0 to 100. Because
Yes.
you say, my mom loved me, if my mom loved me, she said we don't have money for her. The flip of it, 0 to 100, is, well then, no money, buy things. That's not the response. The response is the middle of 48 to 52. So when clients talk about things, you're gonna hear both sides. Or you listen for both sides. So if your mom said there's no money, it wasn't your dad, then you either say to your lovers, there's no money, I'll cook, let's stay home, because there's no money, you have to be just like your mom, because that's the way you show love. Or, oh, I'll buy. But that's a species of the moon in Capricorn, what I hear you saying, some of the words, and you'll see when Mr. Pachi comes with the handout. Okay, but you can go on to astrolab with an E, so labe.com,
Mhm.
put in your birthday, birth time, and birthplace, and you'll see your your moon. And you can also see if you're on any of these crosses, and you could do the same thing, but I'll bring it to you when I don't leave the
I already know.
backpack.
I'm
Yeah.
fixed.
So this is super, super, super important. The way that you think that you want love is the way your mother gave it to you, not the way she gave it to you like, oh baby, let me put music. No. The way she responded to her external conditions. I broke down, the other day I had forgotten about this. My car broke down when I was pregnant. And I was by the Gratney in Hialeah, by the highway, underneath the highway. My phone was out of battery. I didn't know how I was going to get gas. This is a stress that I have put in to, and I was pregnant with the twins. So they may not know how to respond to emergency situations. So they might rely on someone. I don't remember what I did. I have no clue. Maybe someone pulled up to me and let me borrow their phone. I have no clue. It was so many years ago. But there's something there about being in a situation.
Now you're talking about that. When my mom was pregnant, I think she was 6 months or 7, I don't know. There was a car accident. And she was the one that got out of the car. She called the police, she called everyone, and she was the one attending the other person that was her side.
and you
And she was,
defended
yeah.
the bully who was defenseless.
I never knew this. She told me the story the other day. I'm like,
And
well, you never told me that.
every little thing that happens during pregnancy and how the mother responds to it will define what you think is the definition of love. So there's a guy, can you look him up, who wrote the book Love Languages? The 5 Love Languages. That book, in so many ways, is saying the same thing. He just says, oh, you want to be purchased, you want people to buy you gifts, you want people to talk to you.
Gary Chapman?
Gary Chapman.
Hey.
It's in Libra. Your moon is in Libra.
I love your hair.
Thank you,
Oh
Mama.
my god,
How
it
are you
looks
feeling?
amazing.
So you're
Good, I have a doubt.
Cancer
You
Libra.
good. You good. You don't have problems with the conception part.
Oh,
Oh no, you do. You do.
yeah.
You're like me. We have a square. We're square. And this thing, because you're gonna get this thing, and then you're gonna have different, like you have triangles, which are the blue ones. You have the red ones, which are squares, and then you have the green ones. Okay, I have all squares and one triangle, like
Yeah,
100% square.
yeah.
But it's different. That one's different. That one doesn't have a lot of things. But, yeah.
Oh, I'm here like, it's like,
No, because this one's different.
Oh yeah, I have that one too. But I just
Because you see here,
so I guess
it's like
my
the connection between all the signs, and I have like the red ones. Those are squares. I have like 9 of them, and I only have one triangle or 2 or something like that.
well, my shit looks like a star in the middle,
That's so nice.
right?
Let me see.
I think the sun is in Cancer, which I'm Cancer, so this is, I don't know, I don't know this shit. I heard bacon.
Oh yeah.
You have
Pluto.
Pluto.
Let me see.
You have Pluto and Scorpio.
Yeah, there's just 2. It's like
Just
the
mine?
orange one and the other one.
Mine is so funny because, like she was saying, I have 5 things in Scorpio. I'm Scorpio. Then I have Venus. I have Venus.
I have a lot in Cancer.
Sun. I have the Sun. Venus. Mercury. The Chiron. And I think Neptune or Uranus or something like that. All in Scorpio. I have 5 of them in Scorpio. I can see.
So that would be the Cancer, this thing,
Yeah.
these 2
Yeah.
lines here.
It's just, you only have one thing in Cancer, which is the Sun. Then you have
So you have
Mercury, you have Mercury and Venus in
your
Gemini.
sun is in Cancer.
She's like me, she has a square.
Yes, and her moon is in Libra. So your parents were at odds during pregnancy, during conception, and this creates the war in with you. This creates you being your worst enemy. Unlike James, it doesn't mean that he's any less his own worst enemy, but he takes it out external.
Right.
And maybe he doesn't want
Lucky
permission
him.
because he's a man. Who knows? Now, what's a moon in Libra? 2 words, my friend. People pleasing. Okay? The other thing that the moon in Libra has to do with is marriage or relationships.
My goddess was married,
Love.
was wife.
Oh, okay. Hera.
How
you
you
got
got your
Because I
Goddess,
did
did you do the questionnaire?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
wanna know.
I did it.
I wanna know. I'm gonna do it now. I wanna know.
My spiritual life is crazy.
I'm going to give it to you. Here, do the archetype questionnaire, and then this is the descriptors. So the one that you end up with the most, did you do it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What'd you get?
I think it was Hestia, the spiritual one. I don't know if that's
Persephone?
no, like because it wasn't on
Athena?
the no. I think it's
Look
Hestia.
in the back of the last page.
Archimedes or
Look at the
Yeah,
last
the
page.
last page has it at the back. Yeah, the spiritual focus.
That Hestia.
Oh, Hestia, okay, Hestia is like Vesta, because it's like a Greek Roman.
Mhm.
So what do I do with this?
So you answer the questions and then you grade it, and then you'll see which one you have the most goddess of.
Okay.
We all have